Hello, everybody. Welcome to John Lavenia's Success Mastermind. Today is the 2nd of December, 2020. Oh, my goodness, I can't believe we're in the last month of the year. And what a year it has been. And good to see regular faces on here. I see Adrian, I see Ali, I see Bill, I see Carleen, I see John, our magnet. I see Gail. Evelyn, Madam Chop Chop is on here. Coiler is on here. Suzanne is on here. Glenn, oh, he's here. Stuart Lama King, he's here. Jane, she's here. Coral, Therese, Daisy, oh, and the list goes on. Sandy as well. And yeah, I'm on to page 2 now, so I'm going to stop there. But welcome, everybody. This is my first time hosting you guys on the general session, and what an honor. So I want to say thank you to John for entrusting me with the reins. Funnily enough, when Adrian was talking yesterday, I just thought, this is kind of like part 2 of what I'm going to be talking about, right? And so when it was time to open the floor and give our comments, I thought, if I speak now, I'm going to be saying stuff I'm going to say tomorrow. So I didn't talk. So I want to say thank you, Adrian, for getting us all, in the right mindset and, raring to go. And so what I've chosen to title today's conversation is allow yourself to dream again, right? And dreaming is kind of like the first step to taking any form of action. If I go into the book, Think and Grow Rich, and if we go back to chapter 2, he says there that, we must realize that all who have accumulated great fortunes first did a certain amount of dreaming, hoping, wishing, desiring, and planning before they acquired anything that they set their minds to, right? So, before what they wanted, whether it was money, whether it was an objective, whether it was a destination, there was some element of dreaming and hoping and desiring. So I know Adrian was talking yesterday about us taking action and what do we want our 2021 to look like. But I want to take us a step back because for several reasons, and your list might be different from mine. If we look at 2020 alone, I mean, there are many reasons why we've probably stopped dreaming. There are many reasons why we probably think dreaming is unrealistic. There are many reasons why we probably don't believe in our dreams anymore. But whatever is on your list, whatever has caused you to stop dreaming and to stop reaching for bigger and better and stretching yourself, and that, when I say dreaming, it doesn't have to be that, nighttime, you're asleep, you're in bed and, you got all these, images running through your head while you're asleep. No, you can also dream while you're awake. You can daydream. So maybe I should read out a few definitions that I came across to us. And one, that I liked, and probably the go-to definition, says it's a series. So a dream is a series of thoughts, images, and sensations that occur in a person's mind during sleep. The one that I thought should hit home for us today is a dream is a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. That's what I want us to actually, I think when we think about the word dream, consider that to be your cherished aspiration, your one driving ambition, that ideal picture that you have for yourself, right? And of course he says no one's amassed any kind of fortune worth speaking about, right? If there was no dreaming involved, right? So we have to start with that dream. So we all had our vision boards, maybe when we started Blue Sky, or maybe as we've gone along our journeys, we're building our vision board, right? And so that's another word that you can use to replace the word dream, that vision. Where do you see yourself? Because if you don't have a mental picture, whether you've written it down, whether you've cut out pictures, whether it's a series of statements, if you don't have that starting point of what you want your ideal position, destination, state of being to look like, you can't even start taking decisions to get you there, right? So it's so important that we allow ourselves to dream. Now, if you need to create the right environment to dream, fine, go for a walk. Maybe if you're by the seaside, stand and just look out at the open ocean or look out at the open river or lake or whatever, and just see how vast, the body of water before you is. and let your mind wander. If there were no bills, if there was no, what would you want your life to look like? Paint that picture, you know. And so I'm going to play for us a few recordings that I made yesterday. And these are kids of varying ages. I mean, and I feel kids just put it best. I mean, they are hilarious when they speak to us, right? And so they were asking them in one set of recordings what they wanted to be, when they grew up. And then in the next set of recordings, it was talking about, what do you think a dream is? So I'm going to let the kids pretty much speak to us for a bit, because I think they just have a brilliant way of putting things across. And hopefully this will hit home for some of us, right? So let's go.
Chapter books about mythical creatures and animals.
We're having a hard time hearing that a bit.
Be a lawyer, pilot, and a dad. A pilot racer dad. Scientist, paleontologist, mine for dinosaur bones and studies them. YouTuber, movie star, a famous actor. On stage, on TV, on Disney Channel, or commercials. I gotta be a model. If you want I used to be a policeman. Police officer. I got going with the car chases. Catch bad guys. I superhero. Batman.
Okay, so I don't think the volume is coming up okay. But anyway, some of these kids, when they were asked what they wanted to be, I mean, they went from policeman to astronaut to owner of a fashion company because they wanted to be in charge. I mean, you name it, right? And then one little boy said he wanted to be whatever his dad is. And when they asked, well, don't you know what your dad is? He said, well, I don't know, but dad clearly has fun. And that's what I want to be, right, when I grow up. So these were kids that were asked what they wanted to be when they grew up. Other kids spoke about, what do they think dreams are? And one of the kids, and he stood out for me, he said, well, a dream is kind of like clues for the future, right? But they're sometimes hard clues about your future. So once again, this is out of the mouth of babes, right? If you don't have a dream, you don't have a clue of what you want your future to look like. And so what I'm saying to us today is we need to give ourselves permission to dream again. It's okay to dream, right? Yes, some dreams are not necessarily what you want them to be, but we can control the thoughts that we allow, or the dreams that we allow to sit in our minds. So if a bad dream comes, say for instance, something scares you, and once again, the kids put it, really well. A kid said, if you have a toy and in your dream, this toy comes alive and starts chasing you, in your dream, you've got to say, you're not real. You're not real. You can't get me. You can't get me, right? So we need to do exactly the same, when we dream. If those thoughts come into our minds that tell us that dream is unrealistic, or you will never achieve that, or who are you to dream so big? Just tell that voice, right? I don't believe you. I'm not even going to let you register. Pack up and leave right now, right? We need to be able to say, I didn't ask your opinion. I'm talking about what I want my ideal to look like. I'm talking about what I want my future to look like. I'm not listening to that voice, right? So we need to have the posture and the, I think, assertiveness to say to whatever dissenting voices, whether real or imagined, to say, thank you, but no thanks, right? And go ahead and make a spectacle of ourselves anyway, right? Because let's consider some people in the past that have, gone ahead and actually fulfilled their dreams. If we look at Henry Ford, when he probably started, he wanted a horseless carriage, right? So basically he wants to, to make a car. Today, his legacy lives on, right? And yes, he may have had a lot of naysayers when he started, but guess what? That name, Henry Ford, is still alive and well. And when we think about him, when we talk about him, is with awe and respect. When we think of Columbus, who thought there was a world out there, he embarked on that and found it, right? So there's several examples in our past. So now the world is such a place that it's not hard to be a dreamer, provided you are a practical dreamer, right? So when you dream, you've got to be prepared to put that dream into action. It's not enough to say, this is what I want my future to look like. This is what I think my ideal looks like, or this is what I want my ideal to look like, and not act on it, right? But the starting point is you've got to have that mental image, or have it written down, or have pictures in your scrapbook, or have that vision board of what you want that ideal to look like. And it all starts with giving yourself permission to dream, right? So COVID or not, Great Depression or not, there have been dreamers in the past, there will be dreamers again. And I want to believe that all of us on this platform are people who dare to dream, right? That we've come here together because we see that there is something better in our future. There is something out there that we want to achieve. There's something out there that is alive and well. We're not going to let our dreams die. We still believe in where we want to go. So what I'm asking everybody on the family platform tonight is, please allow yourself to dream again. Your dreams are powerful. They will be the motivating force behind every action you take every day. When you get out of bed and you're kind of like thinking, what do I do today? If you need to remind yourself, if you need extra motivation, go back to where you've written that dream down. Go back to where you've written those objectives down. Go back to your vision board, have another look at it and say, you know what? I'm worth this. I can do this. I will get here. And every day, make sure that whatever actions you're taking, whatever decisions you're making, whatever steps you're making, right, are leading you one step closer, one day closer to those dreams being fulfilled, right? Everybody here, there is something that only you can do. There's something that only you can change, but it has to start with that dream. There is room for dreamers in today's world. In every dream is a seed of reality. Before anything becomes reality, it starts with a dream. That dream can be a mere thought in your mind, but the fact that you thought it, we know that thoughts are energy and that thoughts are things, right? So the fact that you've dreamed it, you're already halfway there. You started birthing that thing. So don't let it die as a seed. Nurture it. Whatever you need to create to make that environment where that dream is going to thrive, put that soil together, water it every day. If it takes affirmations to just remind you of where it is you want it to go. I mean, why did you get onto the Amazon opportunity? Why did you sign up for JLSM? Why are you part of this group? Why do you want to be a business owner? Why do you want multiple streams of income? Those are questions that only you can answer for yourself. And if you need reminding, go back to those answers again and again and again. It doesn't matter how often we forget what that ideal position is. It doesn't matter how often we hit it and we miss it, but tomorrow get up again and continue hitting. I mean, like John always says, if a man who doesn't aim at something is sure to miss it, right? So if we don't have that dream, that goal, that ideal, then, what's all of this for? Every waking moment, where are we headed? What do we want? What's the outcome that we're looking for? So it all starts from that place of dreaming. It starts with, what is it that you want? And it just goes back to, if you can dream it, you can see it, you will have it, right? So what I'm saying to everybody on the family today, before you can start taking any decisions, before you can take any form of action, you need to let yourself dream again. Don't let 2020 be the year that killed your ability to dream, or your ability to believe in your dreams, or your ability to believe that you can fulfill those dreams. Yes, it's been a hard year, but it doesn't have to be the end of you or the end of us. So as we start looking at 2021, give yourself permission to dream again. Let part of your planning for 2021 be, I'm going to revive my dreams, or I'm going to dream again, or I'm going to be intentional about my dreams, or I'm going to create that vision board, or I'm going to add to that vision board, or I'm going to articulate that vision that I have for myself, right? Because if you don't do that, if you don't start, that's your point zero. That's your launch pad. If you don't have that, you might as well just, give up now. But nobody on this platform is a quitter. And practical dreamers never quit. And so when we say we're not leaving anybody behind, This is what we want us all individually and collectively to do. Let's give ourselves permission to dream again, because we're worth it. We're going somewhere and we will get there. We're not going to leave you behind. So for as many times as you need to hear this, check in on the replay. If you need reminding, reach out to anybody on this family. If you want to share your dreams so that we can hold you accountable, please do. This family will tell you you're going places. You have, cheerleaders galore on this platform. So if you're ever feeling down in the dumps and you're not feeling up to taking that next step, or you don't think you can, get that dream off the ground, just check in with this family and you will get a lot of love and a lot of support and a lot of encouragement that you are worth everything you've ever dreamed of. Your dreams don't have to die with 2020, right? So that's what was coming true for me. And this was just, after John's talk on Friday and then Adrian's talk yesterday, I kind of I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks. Like, we need to dream again, and I just said to myself, I just started writing, I started writing my dreams down and I started reviving those dreams, and I went back to certain affirmations that I haven't made or said out loud in a long time. And it's amazing. As soon as you give it a little bit of energy, you just start running with the dream again. It's almost like that's the pick me up, pill that you need just to go back to those dreams. So if you've ever journaled in the past, go back to your journals. You'll be amazed at the things you wrote years ago, months ago, and they'll just spark, that interest again. You'll be like, oh yeah, that was something I'd always said I wanted to do. And somehow I lost track of that. But, family, let's not give up on those dreams. Our dreams are powerful. That's where the entire journey starts, with your dream. So permit yourself to dream again. That was what I wanted to share with everybody. And so I hope this resonates with you. And now we open the floor for your comments and your feedback. Hi, Nicola, your hand's up.
Hi, sorry, I'm multitasking here. Absolute perfect timing. Brilliant message. The reason why is I've joined John's wife's course. So Shannon's running a course. I know there's a few of you on it. So we had the first session last night, which was just fantastic, and she's given us a workbook. George's Plattman. She's given us a workbook, and we've just been working through it just before this. And a lot of it does force you to kind of put those dreams down on paper. So I've just been doing that this afternoon. And it's just exactly to your point, made me realize that I've stopped dreaming this year, because it's been quite hard to look ahead into the future and know what's coming. But just doing that exercise this afternoon has just given me such a boost of energy and inspiration, because I've become quite stuck in quite a few areas of my business, and I was trying to figure out why. And I was thinking, is it a change in the weather? Is it the fact that we're going into winter? And just a whole load of excuses. And I think for me, it's the fact that I just lost that connection to why I'm doing all this and what that big dream is. So the exercise Shannon's got us to do has just helped reconnect me to that dream, and all of your kind of messages you've just given us there are just yet another reminder of why we need to do it more often. So perfect timing. Thank you for that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Nicola. Caroline, you're up.
Hey. Hi, everyone. It's been a while since I've actually been in the group. I've missed a few days and haven't spoken for a while, but dreaming, oh my God, this is just like one of the most challenging subjects for me. So thank you, Ivié, because it's something I really struggle with, and I always have done. I've never been a dreamer. I have ideas and I'm a woman of action and I like to achieve stuff, but I don't have that connection with bigger dreams and with the dreaming facility. And I've always said, like, when people have done like meditations and visualizations, I can't visualize. I don't have a visual thing. And I've just kind of accepted that. But I'm really realizing how important this is for me to actually practice, how important it is for me to actually put in the work to be open to this thing that I'm very unfamiliar with. And I'm reading Psycho-Cybernetics. Oh my God, what a book. that is just spelling out some amazing truths, which have been touched on by many people in the group, obviously over the months. But that feels like a real kickstart for me, that I'm actually going to start doing some more practices around imagination and dreaming. And yeah, so my vision board is looking very neglected behind me, not looked upon, not, you know, I've got to restart that. And yeah, so it's just a kick at the backside. That's good. But because this is something I struggle with, I really will probably need the support of the group to just remind me, encourage me. You know, as I say, it's not my strong point. I can avoid the big dream, because I think deep down there's this idea that if I dream and I get excited about a dream, then what happens if I fail? And that's been my one of my weaknesses, I think, whereby I've avoided dreaming. I've been too realistic. So enough about realism. Time to dream big. So thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. That was great. I just wanted to read something from Think and Grow Rich, chapter 2, again on desire. And he was talking about dreams here. And here he says, success requires no apologies and failure permits no alibis. If the thing you wish to do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dream across and never mind what they say if you meet with temporary defeat. For they perhaps do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. So just so you, Caroline, it doesn't matter, and everybody else on the call, it doesn't matter how many times we fail in our journey to fulfilling those dreams that we have, right? That every failure, every failed attempt is actually a learning towards how not to do it again, one. But secondly, it's a tool on how to do it better or differently the next time around. And the fact that we fail one time or however many times in the journey doesn't mean we are a failure. It just means that particular way we tried to get to our dream being fulfilled didn't work. But that's another one we can eliminate, knowing that perhaps the next time we try, the next attempt we make will be the one that fulfills the dream.
In cybernetics, I was just reading this bit where it was saying about when you learn anything new, you make loads of failures, you have to, and that's how you learn. But when we go to try again, as adults, we kind of keep thinking we're going to fail again, which is just crazy, because those failures are just steps along the way. Like a baby doesn't give up just because it falls over, but our ego, whatever, our fear just reminds us of the times that we've fallen down. And I'm not saying this is actually what I suffer from particularly, it's more the dreaming side, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah, but as a family, you've got us here. We're more than happy to keep cheering you on and encouraging you to dream.
And I'll try to figure out what the big dream is and share it more.
Brilliant. Gail, you're next.
Hi, thank you for this. This is really good again. But when I look back on my life, all the things that I've gained and done is because I had that strong desire. And through my husband and my life together, there are things that we've attempted to do and failed. And people would always say, you know, why are you doing that? You know, you're not getting anywhere. You're always failing, and you know, you shouldn't dream so much. And we always taught our children, if you don't have a dream, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to be stuck. You need dreams to have a goal to reach, to get, you know, to go toward. And like I said, if I look back on my life, I've learned from all the things that have failed, but I've been able to attain many things that I never would have thought possible. And I believe it's really because that desire was so strong. Carolyn, I don't have visible pictures in my mind of what I want, but the desire in my heart is strong for what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go. And I retired about 3.5 years ago from a job that I loved, and it was my life. And since then, I really haven't had many dreams or desires. And I want this business, to be a success. But I started off gung-ho, and then I sort of hit a snag, and now I'm back and trying. But I've got to get my dreams going again to be stronger than they are. But you need to have that. You really do. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Gail. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I said, if we don't have that goal, that dream, that vision, what's the point of getting out of bed in the morning, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
it takes us right back to our launch pad. Otherwise, what are we making decisions about? There's got to be an end point to all of this. And so going back to why we embarked on this journey in the first place, I think just we need to refresh on that. We need to revisit that internal dialogue, just to keep it fresh so that every day we're pressing on towards that goal. Thank you so much, Gail. Mark, you're up, bro.
Hey, Ivié, what's up, man? Hey, I speaking of dreaming, this is a great subject. This brought back. I mean, when we were first in here, March, April timeframe, it was really early in my approach on Amazon. I remember Stuart and I having this conversation. He'll remember this. We talked about having the G7 and doing the charter and having about 20 of us go someplace, at some major event and really, whooping it up, going there, coming back, being there for days. And that was, I see that as a reality. I see that as something that is very real. I actually looked up the cost for doing something like this and talked to Stuart about it. We can talk offline about it, but the whole offsite thing, we talked about going down and doing a llama trek. We'll see where Stuart is with his back and all that over time. But this is stuff that can happen in the next year or 2 or 3. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow. I want to travel. I want to use the business as a way to connect with people. After going back up to Washington, that was an easy travel for me. All these things that I've visualized, I'm still doing the savers. I still do the Hal Elrod stuff, especially, affirmations that keep me going. And then the visualizations, I sometimes wake up at 3:34 in the morning and I'm in that kind of middle ether, that middle world, and I'm having those moments like, start thinking about these things in the future and what I can do, and actually being on a stage or being in front of people and talking to groups and having leadership. And I think all these things that I'm participating in now, some of this facilitation, this stuff in John's family here, I think this stuff is kind of coming to fruition. It's starting to become reality where it was a dream before. So it's pulling together. I want, I'm thinking, I put this out to the family here. We need to have an offsite. We do need to have a place where we can go and all meet at some point down the road. We should turn these dreams into, small snippets of action we can start putting together. I don't have any problem initiating some sort of coordination to kind of kick things off, or being a clearinghouse for ideas and places to go. And over the coming months or year or 2 or 3, wherever that is down the road, starting to put these things together where we can literally, and I've done SOPs, I put whole orders together, of hundreds and hundreds of pages for commands of 20 to 30,000 people. I mean, I know how to do this stuff, and we can make these kind of things happen. We can turn a dream like this where we can actually all meet. So this very thing, I see that we can take an action, or we can take a dream, something that is out there in the ether, and we can turn it into action, and these little pieces come together and we can make it a reality. I don't see any reason why that can't happen. And that's my focus. I'm sure I will need lots of help here, but I would love to have that happen for everybody here, and something that is within reason and within grasp that we can all do. One last thing I'd like to do, maybe this group, maybe this family creates some sort of foundation, or we have some sort of giving or other sorts of opportunities where we can take the resources that we develop over time, and by volunteer or whatever, we say, yeah, maybe we need to help these people out or help something else, and reach out and help those in greater need than us, and carry our capabilities and our interests and our collective collective worth. And I don't mean just net worth. I mean like our mental, emotional, spiritual worth as well, all of it, and carry it forward and give it to others that are younger, who are rising stars, our kids, our grandkids, the people that are out there. There's no reason that this stuff can't happen, but it takes time. I'm not expecting overnight success, but if there are people out there in this group that are interested in those kind of things, I would love to be a receptacle and bring this stuff forward for everybody. And over the coming years, maybe there are things that we can put together to make those dreams a reality.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark. I mean, it's almost like you were eavesdropping on my conversation with Evelyn and Adrian last night. We were talking about it's maybe next year, this time next year, as a group, as a family, to put some kind of giving thing in place. And so it's right up our street. I mean, we're already having those conversations, and so 2021 is already looking like the JLSM family is going to be bigger and better and stronger and going places, because all these ideas are coming out, and we're just going to thrash them out as to how they're going to work practically. But yeah, we're all in that mindset. So what we're saying, people, is let's dream big. If we dream big, I mean, like I think it was Virginia that put in the chat, let's shoot for this, for the stars. Who knows? If you fall back, at least you fall back on a cloud, right? You don't come back to earth with a thud, right? So yeah, let's do it. I'm right behind you, Mark. You're speaking my language. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Cyril, you're up.
Hi, Ivié.
Hi,
Hi, thank you. Hi, everyone. This is a good one. I don't have much to say, but I'd like to say thank you to John for coming across you on the blue sky. Actually enabled me to start dreaming again, because I had some years earlier I'd stopped reading my self-development books, and because I just got fed up with the prospect. I just got fed up with the whole thing. And then getting online with you and the group really kicks me back into thinking and to moving forward. Although my progress is really slow, but at least I feel as though mentally I'm moving forward anyway. So yeah, thanks again, John and the group. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Cyril. Yeah, I think we all have a debt of gratitude to John at this point. Kim, you're up. Kim, are you there?
Sorry.
There you are.
Sometimes my little mouse doesn't work there. So thank you so much. This is really what I needed to hear, Ivié. I have often times in the past several weeks, probably past couple of months, wanted to just give up, have felt like, what am I doing here? What have I stepped into? Why have I done this? But, I have in front of me, my whys, I have my dreams, I have my vision board, I see that every day. And I just keep saying, I'm going to do this, and when you talk about dream, and dreaming big, I have a yacht in front of me. I have a car. And I think about Shannon in the group yesterday, and she talked about the first car that she wanted when she and John met with Bob Proctor. And he asked her what kind of car she wanted. And she basically, I think, said just a typical car. And then, all of a sudden she changed her mind and said, no, why do I want that? I want a Lexus. And she got the Lexus. And so, I think about that. What a dream, big dream. I want a nice car. I want a yacht. I want a house on the beach, So those are all huge dreams, and I do believe that eventually I'll get there. But I guess what I really want to say is Virginia put in the chat, perhaps, we can't dream because we have a deep thought that we're not worthy of success. And that rung true with me today because, as a child, I grew up and my father called me an idiot all my life. I mean, that's what he called me. That was my name, idiot. And, and I've really struggled hard to press past that and say, that's not who I am. And have overcome a lot of challenges and daily, it's a daily battle to do that and to overcome that. But I believe in being part of this group. It has helped me to just clear some of the cobwebs out, and, say that's not true. And we just have to push through. We have to push through those feelings, you know, and we have to keep taking one step at a time, put one foot in front of the other. And this group has helped me to do that. And so I guess I just want to share a win, because this helps me when those little wins happen. It helps me to say, I have a dream. I'm going to accomplish that dream, and nothing's going to stop me from accomplishing that dream. So quickly, some of you know that my product is en route from China, and I couldn't get the information from my supplier. And I'm like really freaking out about it, thinking, oh my God, like, okay, like, how am I supposed to know when my product's going to arrive? I don't have a tracking number. He's not giving me a tracking number. I've talked with my coach. My coach is like, don't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of worrying about it. So because of this group, I really believe this. Like, I am so persistent because of this group. I have just like such a mind shift. I literally pressed in, found the little tracking thing he put up there in Chinese and zoomed in on it. I found a website. I pulled the website up. I put the number in there. And thank God I literally found out where it's at. It's still in China, but praise God, you know, it shipped out on the 17th. And in the meantime, I went to Alibaba and went on there and talked with the chat, you know, people in the chat. So anyway, I guess I just want to say, you know, keep dreaming, keep going, because you know, when we are all together like this, the synergy of this group helps to spur us on and to continue to keep our focus and our head in the game and say, this is going to happen. Our dreams are going to happen. They will happen. And they will happen when we continue to, you know, pull together, encourage one another, and show one another that it can be done. You know, I know Randy's not on here, Randy Blackman, but she's had tremendous success recently. So there's you know, case in point right there. You know, I mean, she's making it happen. So we're all going to do that. Whatever it is that we're striving for, it's going to happen. So thanks for letting me share.
Brilliant.
Thanks for the
Thank you
topic.
so much, Kim. I like the way you said your name, according to your father, was. That little word, 3 letters, WAS, was,
Yes.
past tense, yeah, was idiot. You're no longer that, because every time you speak on this platform, you come out strong, you come out clear, you make sense, you resonate with me. I mean, you're reaching all of us. You speak directly to our hearts. So, you know, if that thought even just blatantly passes through your mind, just tell it to, you know what, go where the sun don't shine, because you
Yeah.
are
Well,
anything but that.
I think it has recently, just because I've been feeling like wanting to give up and like, oh my God, I'm never going to get there. And all these people are getting there. And what am I doing? And I have no clue. And I have no business background and so on and so forth. Well, those are just lies. You know, they're just lies. I mean, 6 months ago, I didn't even know what an LLC was. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't know what pay-per-click meant. I didn't know what Facebook ads were. I didn't know any of that stuff, you know? So yeah, they're all lies.
You're strong, and you are definitely worth it. I think Virginia has just put something in the chat. Maybe we can create an acronym for, or rather put words to the word idiot as to what idiot means. And she has suggested I do it on time. So if anybody ever says anybody's an idiot, say, yeah, I agree with that. I do it on time. So that's a good one. Thanks, Virginia. John, Magnet, you're up.
Oh man, you're reminding me of other ways to insult people now. So error code ID 10T. So I just put that in the chat. So that's kind of like in the in the modern parlance of certain managerial circles. You know, what was the problem with this employee? It was error code ID 10T. Okay, so Henry Ford said, if I asked people what they wanted, they would have asked for a better horse. Okay, so that sounds reasonable, right? Can we have better horses? Because we already know horse, right? We know that. But where's the progress come from? Where's evolution? It's not just reason, right? It's unreasonable. And so I've got to get unreasonable with myself. So being unreasonable and dreaming kind of goes together, right? And I was just thinking about this as you were talking, Ivié, and the others who shared. I was thinking about fixation, how easy it is to fixate on horse or present time, difficulties, opportunities, potentialities, expectations based on present time knowns, okay? But we've got to be able to see the unseen right? We've got to be able to look further down the road. In fact, there's a metaphor right there. Anyone who knows how to drive or certainly how to ride a motorcycle, right? One of the things that I learned when learning how to ride a two-wheeled machine and not die is that you not only look at you know what's happening here within a second or two of your velocity, right? So here's where you're going to be in 1 or 2 seconds, right? But also look through the curve. Look, here's the dream, right? Here's the future reality beyond that curve, or you know, beyond that 1 or 2 seconds. What's 12 seconds away, right? So anyone who knows motorcycling knows that 1, 2, and 12 are important numbers, right? So what's 12 seconds away? Which is, you know, a bit, you know exactly how far that is, right? But the point is that you're gauging based on your speed, which is a current reality condition. You're gauging where will I be in 12 seconds? Now, that is very objective, right? We can look at that. And of course, the dangers of that, like let's say we're talking about now motorcycling, of course, the dangers are if you can't see 12 seconds away, you need to slow down, right? So what does that mean in terms of our business, right? In the more subjective world of living this and you know, doing this? Well, I'm not going to necessarily hit the rocks or, you know, crash into the car or something like that. But now I've got to have vision for the unseen, right? And this is where we kind of depart from the metaphor. Now I've got to, as we talked about last week, predict the future by creating it. And so my postulates, my intention, my belief in the future, which does not require proof, I don't have to see it. Okay. But my postulate, and that's what a postulate is. It's a causative, dynamic idea that I'm dictating to myself. Here's the guaranteed future outcome. Like you mentioned, and you kind of beat up the quote a little bit there, Ivié, but man who shoots at nothing, sure to hit it, yeah. Right? You want to make sure you hit, you know, what your target is. Don't have a target, right? You'll definitely hit it. So knowing that, I've got to assume targets. But to do that, here's the thing. And guys, I was just working on this just before we went live here. It came to me in the gym, which is such a great reason to be in the gym. Oh my goodness. You guys who have been here with us for a while, you know that there have been times where I've laughingly said, you know, I got this idea, guess where I got it? While I was lifting weights, right? There's something about that for me, okay? And I think for you too. But there's something about doing objective action, not thinking, right? Touching metal, digging ditches, chopping wood, right? There's something about physical exertion which raises not only the endorphins, and we can get into all of the, you know, the physiological effects of that. Somebody just mentioned Psycho-Cybernetics, right? Great book if you want to see about combining, you know, your internal thermostat with your outward doing this, right? But vitality, the word that came up for me was vitality. When I feel good, I do good. I think bigger thoughts. Right? My vitality is up. My endorphins are up. I'm doing, and boom, 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 boom. Ideas. Now, what does that mean when it comes time to go down the road further than 12 seconds away? Right? What does that mean? That means that I'm bold enough to do so. I'm bold enough to make the steps. Yeah, I could have the dream. Sure, I could have the dream. I think, you know, that would be nice. That's a dream. Hooray. But does my level of vitality match the grandiosity of the wish, you know, the image, the intent, the dream, right? In other words, am I worthy of that? Am I worthy to step up and get off my ass and boldly go beyond 12 seconds where I can't see, right? And which is not yet real, ostensibly, okay? But am I bold enough to stand up and do it? Somebody mentioned, it was Nicola, mentioned my wife, who's recovering now very nicely, right? She made her own protein shake today. Man, she drove herself to her doctor. I'm like, thank you, God. I just saved 3 hours. Okay, so she's running this challenge. It's a women's entrepreneurial challenge, okay, for women in business. So that's her target audience, right, for this particular launch. And like she's crushing it. And her energy. What made her decide to do this, by the way? The fact that she knew she was going to be sitting in a recliner for a month with disabled body, right? So let's work the mind. Let's do something. Let's create her book, which is about to come out. I'm proofreading now. Creating out of cancer, right? So what part of this can I be cause over? Cause, bold, vitality, movement, right? This isn't the end. This is the beginning of a better reality, right? So yeah, I just lost one reality. Okay, that was just taken from me. But here comes what I'm going to create, and it's going to be better because I said so. We've got to be bold enough to make those kind of statements. You know, the whole, what did Earl Nightingale say? The timid creatures of the lagoon who never venture into the vast sea beyond, right? Don't be like that. Don't be like that. You're not a little bait fish. You're a friggin' shark. You're a whale, right? That's it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, John. And I'm not even going to try and sum that up or say anything else to that. Nothing more needs to be said to that. Llama King, Stuart, bro, you're up.
Oh, sure. Leave it to me to finish. The only thing worse than following you, Ivié, is following John. Thank you for reminding us to dream again. I am grateful and fortunate to have had the experience to dream big, create, and see my dreams fulfilled and live those dreams. Very, very powerful. And then John, what you just said about losing a reality, right? This hits hard for me, right? Last year, this time, I stopped dreaming. I lost my vision. I couldn't see a future for myself, hardcore, like depths of my soul kind of thing. So I'm in the process of creating something new and better, right? And I hope that resonates with some of you guys. So thanks for the reminder. When you talk about dreaming, I'm always reminded of this process of conception or creation and manifestation. And to me, dreaming is this conceptual phase. You know, we have these thoughts, right? All actions come from thoughts, right? The thoughts that we have, the dreams that we have. You could say dreams are thoughts. So we could also say dreams are things, just like thoughts are things and thanks are things and all that kind of stuff, right? So dreams are things. There's this process where, you know, we have these concepts internalized, right? And to me, that is the gestative phase where we're nurturing and we're feeding these dreams, right? And to me, that's the trick. That's the secret, is you can't let that stuff die. You have to keep nurturing. You have to keep dreaming, whether it's what we've talked about, Ivié, about, you know, the drowsy time before sleep and programming our subconscious mind, right? And things like that. And I think, you know, we should be clear about the difference between, like you were saying, the dreaming of, you know, just being asleep and having, you know, a thought experience versus, so maybe there's a passive dreaming, right? And then there's an active dreaming, right? And so the passive dreaming is like, oh, I had a dream last night, right? But what we're talking about is an active form of dreaming. You were talking about the kids and what do you want to be, right? And there's a part of me that feels like it's such an unfair thing to ask of children, what do you want to be when you grow up, kind of thing, right? And maybe to a certain degree, it's a disservice that we do to young people. And then on the other hand, exactly what you're bringing up about teaching kids to dream, teaching kids that they can be or do anything that they want, right? And maybe that's a lesson for us too. And in doing that with children, as parents, as grandparents, whatever that is, that reminds us to do things ourselves. I was fortunate as a young man, even though I had a lot of trauma and crazy shit go down in my family, I was always told that I could do stuff. I was always told, I don't care what you want to be the best, whatever. You want to be a garbage man, be the best garbage man, whatever it was, right? So I kind of took that to heart. You talked about practical dreaming, and it's very interesting. I was featured in a book years ago called The Practical Dreamer's Handbook, right? And it's sort of this concept of, you know, creating your reality out of the ethers, creating something out of nothing, right? And so this is interesting to me because to a certain degree, I know internally that I've followed that path, right? Those synapses, those pathways in myself for creation and manifestation. And yet I feel like I'm having to relearn and redo and recreate all these things all over again. So this is a fantastic new beginning. And you know, this whole year with you guys has just been, or whatever, the past 8 months has really helped me to dream again, to realize, you know, limitless potential that we all have. So thank you. Thank you. Great topic today. Cheers.
You're welcome. Virginia, you're up.
Hello, everyone.
Congratulations on your book, by the way. Yay!
Thank you. Put on, if you haven't bought it yet, just hold on. I just found something in the formatting on the Kindle that I'm actually reloading. This book just kicked my butt. Formatting.
Well, well done. Well done. You're not where you were yesterday. Well done. Well done. Congratulations.
Is Bill on the call by any chance? Hey,
Yes,
Bill.
he is.
He almost had me in tears at about, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning on Facebook because he gave me a standing ovation clap thing, like an Academy Award. So if anybody doesn't know, my Italian cookie cookbooks launched. The paperback was actually up for 24 hours and I pulled it down because I found a formatting issue with page numbering that would have driven me nuts. So that actually had gone in print. And so that's in review. It should go live today, I would think. And the ebook is live, but then when I was looking at it, I bought it myself. And you do preview these things before you publish them. You know, you're allowed to do that. But I put it on, and I downloaded it. I'm like, why did the pictures move? It's in the wrong spot. So anybody that's having that issue, I apologize. I think I've sold 10 already. So anyway, $2.99 is out there. I'll let you guys know when it's ready to go live again. But I wanted to address, who was it earlier talking about the vision board? I can't remember, was it Carolyn? Anyway,
Yes.
Whoever was talking about the vision board, I've been using them for years, but like many things, you know, they get to the wayside or whatever. So I realized that my one that I have that's actually over 3 years old is right next to my desk here, and that I have to update this. But I used a vision board. I can't remember, it must have been Secret of the Millionaire Mind or something that had that big influence on using vision boards, or maybe it was The Secret and Bob Proctor and stuff like that. But I used 2 of them at first to get me through nursing school, and it did. And they were bigger. And then I made one actually with a cancer support group of women that I used to facilitate. So this would have been like January, probably of 2016. And I brought all these magazines and we all sat out and I brought everybody like half posters and I started mine. So what I had in here was moving to Colorado, and that has come true. I had, that part hadn't come true yet. We have to focus on that one. I had different things that I wanted, like at the middle is a picture of me with my grandson, who must have been about 3 years old at the time. And then I put a picture of a dad in a backyard with a little girl. And there was no plans to have a little girl. I now have a 3-year-old granddaughter. Okay, I put travel. I put having my own place and being a good host. I put charity work. I love Joyce Myers. I've always wanted to go to her women's conferences. And I actually did that last year for the first time. This one I haven't really focused on. This is having like all these men that are famous are all been married forever to the same lady, okay? So, and then I also put about enjoying my life and volunteering and helping. And that's one of the reasons I got into nursing is I wanted to do some missionary work, which I haven't done yet, but I now sponsor about 6 kids through different charitable organizations around the world. But this one didn't really work. I mean, I love, yet, let me rephrase. This one was very colorful and it was very well intended, but I found that when it's sticking down the side of your desk and you don't see it, vision boards don't work very well. And I kept thinking to myself, well, it's off to the side of my bedroom, I'm not seeing it. So I put it on the wall opposite my bed, just taped it up there. So that it was the first thing I saw every morning and it was the last thing I saw every night. And here I am 3 years later with, you know, the move to Colorado happened within a year. The baby, my daughter being pregnant with the girl happened within that year. Getting more So moving to Colorado, doing more of this, having my own place. I own 50% of the house I live in the basement with my daughter and her family bought the house together. So it didn't take on reality until I had it in front of me every day. And that's what I need to do again, is just update, make a new one, and put it in front of me. And one of Shannon's exercises for the challenge, that if you guys can get on it, that would be great, was planning out your perfect day. There was a circle. So I kind of mind mapped that in last night. And at the bottom, so I start with like my miracle morning, and then put in little things I would be working on my business or what time that I would do. And the last thing I put at the bottom was kiss my husband goodnight. I don't have a husband. I don't even have a boyfriend. I don't even have any prospects, okay? But that's where my perfect day would end with kissing my husband goodnight, and then maybe rolling over and going to sleep and then not now, honey, But anyway, that would be my perfect day. So thank you for letting me share, but I really, really encourage you, even if you're not a visual, grab magazines, just start ripping out pictures, sit down and say, okay, I like a picture of this, I like your picture of that. Someone, I think it was in the movie, The Secret, the DVD video, that this man wanted a certain particular car, make, model, year, all of that. He wanted it in black maybe. And he found a picture and he posted it on the refrigerator, but it was in red. Couldn't find a picture of it in black. And then he realized several months later, he was able to purchase that car. And then he realized one day, it was still on the refrigerator, that it was a red car he had purchased, not the black one he originally bought, but the one that he saw every day on the refrigerator. So be very specific. And I just wanted to share all that with you. Absolutely. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Virginia. That's wonderful. I saw Teresa's hand up, but now it's disappeared. And I saw Bill's hand up, but it's disappeared. So does that mean you don't want to speak? Should we end now? Okay, Teresa, you're back up. Okay, your turn.
Hi, I just wanted to say hello. I haven't chatted with you all for a couple of days. And so what a wonderful topic. Thank you, Ivié, and thank you everyone for leaning in on that. And yeah, it's easy to forget your dreams, even with your vision board and even with journaling and everything. I would say that, since May, my dreams and goals have been in the forefront of my mind every day because of this group and John. And again, thank you. I have so much gratitude and joy in my heart for this hour every day. And of course, if I can get to the other calls, yes, for those as well. But like all of a sudden, those dreams are in the forefront of my mind, and they seem doable. And I think, looking back, there's lots of journaling and thoughts and ideas. And, I'm definitely a dreamer and a creative. So there's journals filled with thoughts and ideas and plans and designs and drawings and all these things that were never really, some of which was achieved, but maybe not all of it. And so, yeah, I just want to say thank you for calling that to mind. And again, thank you to the group for helping me keep that in the forefront of my mind. And that's what's so important about it, right? And I think sometimes when you're on your own, perhaps have struggled in the past, like, getting from point A to point B, something like this really is an integral part of achieving things. And so, yeah, I just thank you so much. And the other thing I just wanted to share, a couple of wins. My product landed last week, or actually the day after Thanksgiving at Amazon. I think it took 2 or 3 days to load, and I sold 7 pieces yesterday. So that's a big, huge win. I never thought I'd get there. And it's so funny that it just finally happened. So nothing yet today, but we'll see. I don't have a campaign going or anything yet. So we'll try to generate that today. And yeah, I am thinking about my dream every day. In fact, I think this weekend I'll be heading to Montana and looking at some property with my friend. And we have kind of a shared dream. So we're gonna just start to touch it and manifest it and make it real. So yeah, thank you, everyone.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Therese, on all those wins.
Thank you.
And the dreams that are in the process of becoming reality. I just wanted to say something, Nicola. You are a CEO inside and out. You already have the posture. You carry yourself as a boss lady. You have the integrity. I mean, you got everything going for you. So we're cheering you on from the sidelines, and we can't wait to see your brand go, big and go places. Stuart, thank you for always dreaming and making things a reality. And we just know that the next chapter of your life, whatever that entails, whether it's going to still be llama treks or however way you decide to go, we know it's going to be big. We know it's going to be wonderful, and we all can't wait to come to Taos to see you in person. So thank you for that. Kim, like I said, you are stronger than even and every time you show up, that strength shines forth. Virginia, that corner of that vision board that still hasn't come up yet, I promise you, it's blossoming. It's happening in the background. So just keep expecting, keep looking, keep your mind open, because it's suddenly going to go pop and it's just going to appear. So it's en route to you, definitely en route to you. Thank you so much, Therese, for sharing with us. That's wonderful. I mean, the number of dreams you have on the go are just brilliant. And for everybody else on the call, it's been amazing. And I think, if you need to watch this again, please do. If you need to revisit your vision board, please do. If you don't think you're a visual person, write it out, write words, do a recording on your phone, whatever it takes that will just stir you up when you need to be stirred up, and tap into this family. We're all here for each other. And that's one of the great things that John has created by creating and letting this platform thrive. So you're not alone, don't ever feel isolated. You've got a network of people all over the world rooting for you. So thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this, my first time leading a general session. And, I'm glad that you all, joined me for it. And later on, we have Glenn's Networking Magic. So please, if you can, let's dial in for that. It's always great. Glenn always has something or the other up his sleeve. So I can't wait to see what he has in store for us this week. But yeah, thank you all so much and have a great evening and see you all soon.
Ivié, just a reminder, Adrian's session tonight has been canceled. It's going to be every other week.
Okay. So hopefully everybody got that. So the business tools with Adrian Garner, it's not with Ego at the moment because she's on the other side of the world. So timings don't quite work. But Adrian's, that's going to happen every other. So please check the calendar to just see what Wednesdays that session will be running. Yeah. But thank you,
Ivié, 7 p.m.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And the new time for Books for Britain is at 7 p.m. this evening. So please, all UK family and US family, if you want to dial in. Yeah, join us at 7 for Books for Britain with Mandy Anderson. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Have a great day.